I'm going to try and load up some 9mm. I haven't done this in a while. I've got some 124 grain XTPs. I've been trying to build up my supply of self-defense ammo. So I got my my Hornady, the new 10th edition manual. I got my old Lee. See all these tabs. I got every caliber that I shoot. It's got a tab. 38 special, 38 plus P, 45, 308, etc., etc. So I keep them all tabbed, and it's good for ready reference. And I did it with the Hornady too. So if you ever see any of my reloading manuals and they have tabs, you'll understand why. I've also got my Lyman 50th here. Thanks to my buddy Lakeview Outdoors. He gave me the Amazon gift card and I could get this. So I'm looking in here for 124 grain jacketed hollow point, since for some reason Lyman doesn't list the XTP, although the Hornady book does, and that's what these are, 124 grain XTPs. So I'm looking here. Unique has a load, and since I have Unique out from when I loaded the 45 Colts, I figure might as well go and use that. This is different weeks for you to see this. It's a couple hours different for me. So I still got my 45 Colt, my 357 dice in the turret. What I do is I've got an impact wrench, and just a matter of putting that on and removing that. The turrets come off pretty easy. You really want to have them tight. You can't over tighten them because there's a center bushing in these turrets. Sorry for the arm in the way. It's just next to impossible to do it otherwise. Okay, so this bushing, let me set this over here. Excuse me. I want to walk in front of the camera. This bushing right here will keep it from getting too tight. Well, part of the problem was I use anti-seize on my threads, and I was getting it all over my hand, and I really didn't want to do that. But these bushings, I keep those with each one of my turrets. Each one came with a bushing, and I keep the same bushings with each one, and I keep a little bit of lubrication on there. On top of the anti-seize. Okay, now. Okay, I had to get a paper towel and just try and clean my hands off a little bit. I've got some wipes over there to keep me for cleaning up too, but just for right now. Okay, so I think I showed my turret stacker before. I broke it down just so I could put this turret on there and get my 9mm off. And that just goes right back on there. Now, the set that I got has this little turret changer, and it wouldn't be YouTube if I didn't drop something on the ground. It's the bushing. So let me set this up on top of here. Wipe this down since it dropped on the floor, and I don't want any dirt in there. Put the bushing in there, and these are tight. You want to have everything pretty tight because you don't want to have any slop. Okay, start that by hand, otherwise you could cross thread it. And my little impact driver. Okay, doesn't really make any difference. It's good. And when this comes down, it's on top of that bushing, so it's not like anything's going to get hurt by over tightening it. You want to have it tight, but not super tight. So let me put this away. Okay, so I've got my unique charge all set up and everything in my dispenser. And I'm going to run these brass through here. These are just some Remington nickel plated brass. I always try to use nickel plated with my self-defense loads. I'm just kind of funny that way. That way I can identify them from, say, a regular brass plinking load. So I'm gonna get that all set up. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've also got my little Ruger EC9S here. I've got the dummy magazine in here, but just for everybody's concern, okay, it's there. But the reason I do that, I'm going to take this apart so I can plunk test the barrel when I load these. And you cannot pull the trigger unless you have a magazine. It's got a magazine safety in there. You have to pull the trigger to release the striker before you can take it apart. So you have to have this this dummy magazine in there. You can put a full magazine in there, but I feel a lot more safe knowing that the orange one's in there. So I'm going to do all that here in a minute off camera, and I'll get back. Okay, so I get to use my Bench Prime again. And, you know, just like with the large primers, same function, but one of the things I'm having trouble with is this little ram doesn't always go down. It loads the same, but I'm also getting some double primer feeds. That one went on the floor. I found it. It seems like the small primer doesn't want to work, and you see that ram didn't drop back down. So I need to work on that a little bit and see if I can fix that. Let's see. Okay. I discovered too, if you push the handle down, this will come up and it'll drop a primer in there. I'm learning, you know. Give me some time. I'm learning. So push it up, push the handle down. This will force the thing up, and then again. Okay, so I've got 30 loaded here. I still have more primers in the tube. I'll just put those back in the case. But I'm also using a different type of tube. The tube that goes with it was a little bit boogered up, and I was having a hard time getting the primers in. So this one here, it's got a like a C-clip on there, goes down inside, keeps the primers from falling back out. So Willie sent that to me. Thanks again, Willie. And so I'm using that, giving it a try, and I fixed the lips on this while I was doing that. So I will play around with that. And, you know, used equipment, you're going to have little things, but if you're innovative and you want to just stick with it, you figure it out. I'm not calling RCBS saying, hey, send me another tube. No, I'll fix it, you know. Okay, I'll get off here, and I've got a lot of work to do still to get these loaded up, so I'll get back to you. Okay, a little update. I said I was having trouble with getting this ram to go inside, in and out without hanging up. Seems that the RCBS, and the only RCBS shell holder I've got is for 38-357, is slightly larger, and I don't feel any drag in there. On this one, I was feeling a little bit of drag. That was probably what was causing this to hang up a little bit in here. I've taken jeweler's file and I've kind of worked gradually on the chamfer on the bottom here, and then also on the top. This is an old shell holder. My 9mm dies go back to 2002, I believe. So, you know, these things are almost 20 years old, and yeah, they are what they are. But I'm not buying new dies, or I'm not going to buy a new shell holder or whatever. So I'm just gradually reaming this center hole out a little bit. In fact, I noticed got a little bit of light surface rust in there. So I'm gradually taking that out too. And that could be part of what's causing it to hang up in there. Again, you know, like I say, RCBS are pretty proprietary, but this is going up and down really smooth now. Put that in here, drop it, and we'll see. Yeah, see, it's not hanging up now. So yeah, just like I say, you know, just a little bit of work, and you know, do a little bit on your own, and don't whine and cry. And also the one tube that I was having trouble with, let's see, this one, I played around with it a little bit, used my jeweler file in there too. It had a little bit of a burr, and so it's keeping the primers from going in really easy. And then I discovered that one of the fingers was out a little too far. Didn't want to pick up primers, and I got a couple right here on my bench. So let's see. Picks that one up fine. Picks that one up fine. So this tube's working again. Just thought I'd kind of give you that little update. You know, like I say, it just matter of doing something for yourself and not crying for somebody else to save you. We're all pretty much independent, and that's why we reload. So, okay, I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing now that I've had my little diversion.